Haha, just what I needed. I attack with Prish. You thought you could beat me on your own channel? I've calculated every outcome with your 3 last cards, and nothing will defeat my answers of Bahamut and nullifying Dropkick.
You lose.
I draw to start my turn. Tifa has haste thanks to Zangan, but it gets broken by Prish's special ability as soon as I dull. Of course, that's it! You may have thought of every outcome with cards from Opus 1 to 4, but you didn't think about Opus 5. I discard Tifa and dull 2 backups for 4 CP and play Opus 5 Chaos. He has 9,000 power, so Bahamut is not effective, and he has Brave, so he doesn't dull when he attacks, meaning your Prish cannot use her special ability on him. Next, I'll give him haste by putting Goblin into the break zone and draw my last card. I'll discard the Bahamut I just drew for 2 CP and use my Red Mage's ability so Prish cannot block this turn. It's over, Nathan. I win. Hey guys, Giant Nathan here, and welcome to a very special episode. Thanks to the guys at FFTCG and Square Enix. They've given us a spoiler card that we get to tell you guys all about today. It is Caius. He is a 4 CP, 9k forward. He's fire.
He also has Brave.
Yeah.
And when he dies, you discard a card.
So he does have like an Achilles heel kind of thing,
Yeah.
but he does have the keyword of Brave as well, and is above curve.
Yeah.
So I think he's definitely going to see a spot in certain decks. I don't know if he's going to be like super popular, and I think he'll probably just be a staple in mono fire decks, 100%.
He's pretty strong forward at a 10k with LeBrew.
Yeah,
so.
And Brave, so you can always just block with it on the opponent's turn. So we went through the elements, and we thought of cards that it would combo with. So we'll start off with stuff like mono fire. In mono fire, I was thinking that he would work well with like the 8-drop Sephiroth, because there's nothing worse than having him stuck in your hand when you don't really need him, and you can't pitch him for mana, so you might as well just pitch him if someone does kill your Caius.
The other thing he does in mono fire is Emperor Xande is your most important forward by far. Caius sort of like eats removal because people feel good about removing him. You have to discard. If they use removal on him instead of Xande, you're happy.
Yeah, pretty much. And then the other one I was thinking of would be the Opus 5 Null, which got spoiled a couple weeks back.
Yeah.
You can play him for 6 mana from the break zone, so having him in the break zone isn't too bad.
Yeah.
Next, we'll move on to Ice. So Ice, we both agree that Devout is probably the best thing to combo it with.
Yeah. Not only can you discard cards that are good for Devout, but devouting him in is pretty insane value. So. And then you got Mog 13 in Ice, which searches for him, which is nice. I mean, searches are always good. Tutors are nice.
And being that it searches with Mog 13, it does mean that it combos with Sarah, so her ETB triggers off Chaos being on the field as well.
Yeah, Opus 4 Sarah. Yeah. So Wind. The obvious first one is Maria LeBrew, makes him an 11k Brave forward.
That's crazy.
Really good for 4 mana. Like, I've run a Rubicante deck before. His downfall's a lot higher than Caius's. You got Nono Zemus as well, which isn't as good, but it's still nice with Brave. You can get through with some attacks and still be there for the defense.
Yeah, that'd be cool for some of those really sneaky kind of spicy decks. I went with Planet Protector Aerith. Every time I make any deck that has Wind in it, I always put Planet Protector Aerith from Opus 1 in it because I love that card. And I think the value would really be there that say someone spends a whole bunch of CP trying to clear Caius, you just make it so you can't target him that turn. Sure, you're discarding a card from your hand anyway, but you are keeping him on the field. Next, we'll move on to Earth. I like the idea of a Brave Boys deck. So it's got Prish, Guy, if you've got the Gabranth that gets Brave when you've taken enough damage, which is really stretching kind of thing. But I like the idea of having a whole bunch of Brave while also having the removal of Fire.
Yeah, and then Earth also obviously Titan and Golem, just to keep him alive. People will use removal on him as soon as they see him. Yeah. So if you can keep him alive and bait the removal out, that's perfect.
I'd be so mad if I spent all this mana to try and kill him and you're just like, oh, I used Titan. Oh. Or if like, as we're going to talk about in Lightning, if someone does try to use like Alcid Onion Knight, you can just tighten that boy down. So we'll move on to Lightning now. So I went with the Lightning from Opus 4 that once again, like Sarah, has an ETB trigger for a Final Fantasy 13 character being in the field. But then we also both agree that Lightning's probably its weakest matchup because of...
There's so much good removal in Lightning. So
Yeah.
Dragon, Odin, Alcedon Unite, obviously, even like Rigdia, comboed with something else, or Orlando or something, and that's just insane value for your opponent. So Lightning, it kind of sucks with...
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't really run it with a Lightning deck, I don't think, but I mean, no card works in every deck.
Yeah, exactly.
Water is the next one. The most obvious one that I could think of was Yuna H.
Yep.
So he only makes you discard if he goes to the Breakstone. So if you use Yuna H, remove him from the game, you don't discard, you've paid 4 mana for an above code forward.
Yeah, pretty much. That's a really good one. And then I went with more of the bounce-orientated stuff. So Opus 1 or Opus 4 Leviathan, if someone targets him. And then also having the backup Scholar from Opus 1 to bounce him back into your hand if someone did spend quite a bit to get rid of him.
Yeah, and then Light and Dark, I mean, there's not much there. But, I mean, if you're running a lot of Fusoya or Zemus or Chaos or whatever... self-discarding is not that big of a deal.
Yeah,
people run Moogle for like the mono light deck. I've seen people run Fire with it, so
yeah,
it helps.
Sounds good. So let us know what you guys think in the comments. If there's any combos that you think we might have missed or anything a little bit spicier than that, let us know because I'll be really excited to read those. And once again, a big thank you to the guys at FFTCG and Square Enix for giving us the opportunity to make this video.
Make a spoiler.
Yeah.
Also has sweet art.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah. I can't wait to see the foil because it'll have a little bit of a red shimmer in the background. Look forward to it. Thanks, guys. See you next time.
Opus 5 isn't legal.